Okay, so here's your German lesson for the day. The word shul means school. The word burg means town. Put them together, you get school town. And we're about to take you to class. The topic is Schulenburg! This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info.
Schulenburg sits on I-10, almost exactly halfway between San Antonio and Houston, and just a little over an hour southwest of Austin. That's prime day tripper distance. Those that trip here will find a quaint town, a historic main street, and a deep love for their high school team, the Shorthorns. But our first stop is actually among the rolling prairies of Fayette County. You see, this area was settled by Germans and Czechs, who brought their culture to Texas, establishing small communities anchored by small churches. But what may look ordinary on the outside is hiding something extraordinary inside what are known as the painted churches of Texas. You know, touring churches isn't exactly our thing. Maybe there's another PBS tour guide more suited for this.
Hi, I'm Chet Steves. Welcome to the heartland of the Lone Star State as we tour the painted churches of Texas and get a taste of old world craftsmanship right here in the new. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, this guy will be perfect. He's always in churches. Let's see what he can teach us.
After the Moors sacked Spain, the Romans fled and settled Texas to build this church.
I'm not sure that's right.
With the support of the Inuit tribes and the British Royal Navy, they gathered here to write the Magna Carta, inscribing it on stone tablets with chisel and saw.
Nope, not true.
And after Rasputin had stolen the pieces of Stonehenge, they were recovered by Chiang Kai-shek, brought here to Texas and used as the cornerstone of this foundation. Sure.
Okay, bad idea. Chet Steve should probably stick to Europe with his brother Rick. Let's call in a Texas expert, Judge Ed Yanechka.
Well, Chet, welcome to Dubina. Dubina is the first Czech community that was started from scratch by people from what is today the Czech Republic, Moravia. In the 1880s, there were 600 families going to church here. And you have to remember, there wasn't a Schulenburg, there wasn't a Weimar. There were just these small communities because the railroad hadn't come through yet.
So a new world, a new life for these immigrants. Do you think it was the church that gave them the comfort, sort of?
Always. That was the one thing that kept everything together.
And in an effort to recreate the magnificent churches of the motherland and to honor God with their work, these settlers built churches that would become the cornerstones of their communities. Small glimpses of heavenly glory here on earth. But as with many things, the hands of time weren't so gentle on these paintings, and they were painted over.
And I remember as an altar boy, I used to kneel right over here, and as the sun would hit it just about right, I could see the sun coming through, and you could see the stenciling behind that. And one of my goals was always to try to restore it back to the way it was originally. And I had one picture of when it was first painted. And so we set up scaffolding after Mass, and it was like an archaeological find. We found a little hand here and there and whatever, and then we found the remnants of an angel, and then the entire congregation came back, and we put back its stencils exactly the way that you see them today. So the church is almost exactly the way it was. You know, I'm a great believer in heritage, and the least we can do is try to preserve the history and the heritage of the folks that brought here, and you know, we still do that. But it's just, you sit here, and you're proud of the fact, but the greatest thing is that we still have a place to worship, and we're blessed that we have a priest that comes by. Sunday morning, the church is full.
Yes, faith is still a cornerstone of this community, both here in Dubina and the other painted churches that dot the landscape, offering those willing to step inside a journey to another country, but right here in Texas.
So while the Czech communities built churches in Dubina and Ammansville, the congregation here in High Hill was German, and they built this amazing work of art, St. Mary's, the queen of the painted churches.
I mean, you would never know these were here if you just passed by, and they look just as vibrant as they did 100 years ago.
So this is definitely some of the most ornate stained glass I've ever seen. You know, the church walls are painted, the ceiling is beautiful, but what's also painted is the light pouring in through these amazing windows. So the first time I came in here, I honestly thought that these columns were marble, and you have to get this close to them to tell any different. But they're actually painted wood, all done by hand, but it looks exactly like marble. I mean, you think of the time that went into getting all these patterns just perfect. It's incredible.
In total, there are about 7 painted churches in this part of Texas. Each is totally different, including this one up the road in Ammansville.
So this is actually the 3rd church built here in Ammansville. The first was destroyed by a hurricane, and less than 10 years later, the second was destroyed by a fire. But rather than give up, the church was so important to this community that they immediately started building this one.
So officially, it's St. John the Baptist Church. But for obvious reasons, many just call it the pink one. And while Pepto may not be your favorite shade, you have to admit, it's still something to see.
Okay, I may butcher this, but deliciae me esse cum filis hominum. Translated to, I find delight in the sons of men. And I mean, you look at this church and these painted churches, and I truly believe that they've built something that God does find delight in. It's just so beautiful.
We must always remember that it wasn't just people who built Texas. It was families, communities, and cultures. Communities like these, grounded in tradition and devout in their faith. And these churches are simply evidence of something much deeper that still holds Texas together today. Now, with over 100 years of history behind each community, I'd say their faith was very well placed.
Awesome, isn't it? But now it's time I think we find another part of German and Czech culture that nourishes not just the soul, but the stomach.
Yes, when these foreign settlers came to Texas, they brought not just their appetite for worship, but also for things like schnitzel, kolaches, and sausage. A tradition still stuffed into the story of Schulenburg, especially here at City Market. And when the owners have a last name like Smirkovsky, well, you know this place is legit.
Okay, so this is Roy Smirkovsky, the owner, the pit boss here at City Market. So tell me about how long this place has been around.
Well, City Market, my dad and my uncle bought the place in 1945. Then I came on board in 1982 to the present, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks my son will come on board and go work for us also.
There you go, cool.
So maybe we'll have 3 generations.
That'd be fantastic. That's cool. Not many businesses can say that.
That's
gotta
so
make
true.
you
That's
feel
so
pretty
true.
proud,
Yeah.
huh? So you guys make all your own sausage here?
Yes, everything's made here. We're kind of like, if we can't make it here, we ain't gonna make it.
I like that mentality.
Almost every day, Roy and his team are making the sausage. Well, not really the sausage, more like one of their dozen sausages.
This is an all beef sausage. Some people are allergic to pork, just don't like it, so we make an all beef sausage. This is a jalapeno pork and beef sausage. We were the first one in the state of Texas to come out with a jalapeno sausage many, many moons ago.
So you guys were pioneers in the jalapeno sausage.
Yes. We also make a pork and beef with garlic, and these are the 2 configurations. These are the most popular by far. It's a mild dinner sausage.
Got it, got it.
You know, some people say, oh, the little short links taste so much better than the ring, but it's all in your mind. It's all the same meat. We make our homemade weenie, and we've been making those since 45, 46, something like that.
What's the major difference between a sausage and a weenie?
A sausage is a coarse ground. A weenie is an emotion, very fine grind.
Oh, is that pretty much it? As
Basically,
simple as
that's
that?
it. That's it. That's
Oh,
it. That's
wow.
it.
Breakfast sausage, venison sausage, even summer sausage.
To find a barbecue joint that makes its own sausage is rare enough. To find one that makes 25 different kinds of sausage, I think you guys might be the only one. We're good here. We'll grab a couple sticks of beef jerky and I'll see you later.
All right, we'll send you a bill.
Yeah, please.
And then there's the other part of Roy's biz. You kill it, they'll stuff it, and they'll even sell you the gun to do it.
So is this a place you can get your beef, your pork, and a good 30-06? Or?
Right, and then you can get your deer processed here too.
There you go.
Yeah, what do they call that? Horizontal?
Yeah, horizontal and vertical integration. Just
Yeah.
run the whole thing.
But sausage is still king at City Market, and this place has so much demand from other barbecue joints and bakeries looking for kolache sausage that the stuffer is stuffing non-stop.
But we make about 2,000 pounds of sausage every day.
2,000 pounds a day?
Yes, and you make your sausage in the morning, and about noon you're through stuffing. Then it's on the smokehouse. It takes about 4 to 5 hours to smoke it. And then the next day we package it.
You know, they always say you don't want to know how the sausage is made, you just want to eat it. But I think it's pretty cool to know how the sausage is made. You still got to eat a little bit of sausage every day, quality control?
Look. Yeah, they call it quality control.
Yep, as Roy knows, the best part of making sausage is eating it.
All right, so what do you think of this place?
Well, I eat here a lot. They walk in and they say the usual. I say, yep.
How do you rate this barbecue with other barbecue?
Oh man, it's one of the best. If they have chicken, I usually get chicken. If they've got ribs, I'll get ribs. It's all good, no matter what.
That's how the sausage stuffs. Time to stuff my own face.
Okay, so at a meat market that makes their own sausage, it would be a total fail if I didn't get sausage for lunch. Some of their house, garlic, beef pork mix sausage, some of their jalapeno sausage, potato salad, beans, classic Texas stuff. They're good. You know, in most barbecue joints, you get a mixed plate. That's gonna be some combination of brisket, sausage, ribs. But here at City Market, you get a mixed plate. That's gonna be like 3 or 4 different kinds of sausage only. And I ain't complaining. It does feel a little bit strange eating a hot dog at a barbecue meat market, but when they make their own wieners, it's really hard to pass that up. Okay, crew, you're all getting chili dogs. I'm serious. All right, chili dog for you, Kelly. It's good.
Now, I know barbecue dessert is usually cobbler or pie, but how about another change up here in Schulenburg?
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
So if you find yourself in Schulenburg with a sweet tooth, or you're feeling just a little bit nutty, well then you'll get along great here, the Potter Country Store.
A fine purveyor of all things pecans and one of the nuttiest places in Texas.
There's a little snack for the road right there. That would make it back to Houston, maybe. Ooh, samples. Now that's a good pecan. Look at this, little Texas ingenuity here. This is a real nutcracker. Drop the pecan in, down to the bottom. Wait for it. You hear that?
There are samples aplenty, fudge, knickknacks, and gifts, but it all comes back to the pecans, raised locally by none other than Diana and Earl Potter.
This place is incredible, so tell me a little bit about how Potter Pecans got started.
Well, we moved here actually 15 years ago to retire. But we bought a farm and had pecan orchard. So we decided, well, let's try a retail business. We're open for a couple of years like that. And it's like, you know, we can do this, you know.
So these right here came out of y'all's trees?
These came out of our trees. If you like us, you don't have time to do them yourself. You, you just buy them already shelled out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this fits much better in the cup holder of the car on the road trips.
Yes,
You know, you
absolutely,
pound them back.
absolutely.
The smell of the roasted pecans is awesome.
Well, they're back there doing it. Would you like to go back there?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And into the back we go, where Susie and the staff are hard at work candying pecans.
Tell me a little bit about how you guys do this.
We start off with our fresh pecan halves from the orchard. From here we go into our cookers.
Okay.
Our cookers do come from Germany. They are German roasters. We've developed all our recipes ourselves, so we're kind of proud of that.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
When you start hearing the popping noise and stuff like that, that's when the pecans are just about done.
So this is a multi-sensory experience. I mean, you're listening for it too?
Yes.
You guys are pecan scientists. This is awesome. As much as I want to dive in, I'm pretty sure I'd melt my tongue off.
Oh, you would. You would. And at this point, they're ready.
So when are they safe to eat?
We usually let them sit for 24 hours. You can eat
24.
them right now if you want to, but
Can
we love
we?
them. Yeah.
Can I try one?
Would you like a sample?
I'd love one. Here, you gotta have one. You got two. Oh, you eat enough pecans, probably.
Yes, I have plenty of pecans.
Oh man, and it's still warm.
Still warm. That's the best.
Can travelers buy them warm?
Yes, we have them warm in snack cones.
Oh, that's amazing. I'd want it. Okay, fine. Fine. All right, I gotta share.
Right. These are two of our newer flavors. This is our caramel roasted pecans, and this is our red velvet pecans. We've only had that one for about a year. Tastes just like cake.
It tastes just like red velvet
Just
cake.
like red velvet cake.
How the heck did you do that?
I don't know, secret recipe.
That's awesome.
Can't tell you.
You know, I don't need to know how to make these. I just want to eat these. I don't want to make them. I just want to eat them.
Oh, how to describe such deliciousness. Ah, squirrel beat me to it. And knowing I can grab a bag of warm ones ready to go, well, I just found my dessert.
Now, some say it's just a matter of linguistics, but not here at the Potter Country Store. If you're looking for pecans, those are inside. But if you come here looking for pecans, well, the outhouses, those are around back.
Yep, a pecan ain't exactly something I want to eat. Back to exploring Schulenburg, onward and upward. Literally.
So one of the joys of trip in Texas is finding unexpected museums. And this next one attracts model aircraft pilots from all over the world.
Did someone say models? Put this on. I got this covered, baby. Woo! We're gonna have some fun now.
Is this for me?
Come on. Yes, it is. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's make this happen.
Okay.
Looking good. Yep, zip it up. I love it.
Just stand here.
Yep.
Mighty and
Looks great. You know what? Bring in a scarf. Bring in a scarf. I want to add a little more to it. Oh yeah.
Scarf.
Now
Okay.
we're showing the part. Love it. Love it.
Is this what you
Let's
want?
get a hat. Let's get a hat on here. Let's cover this. Come on. Let's get a hat. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Think Red Baron. We're in the glasses. Go all the way. Let's do it. Let's do it. Love it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, more air. I want more air. More air. Let's go. No,
Is this good? Is this working?
This is Look out, Aviator Monthly. Here we come. Oh yeah. Amazing model, man. An amazing model aircraft pilot.
Oh, thank you,
Perfect.
thank you. Wait, what did you just say?
You're a model aircraft pilot. Let's go. It looks
Oh,
amazing.
no, Todd.
Come on.
I didn't say model aircraft pilot. I said model aircraft pilot.
Are you serious?
Oh, gosh.
Break it down. Cut.
Okay.
Break it down. We're done. I'm out of here. We're done.
Just come
Break it
along.
down.
I'll show you what I mean.
Model aircraft. You know, like the kind you had when you were a kid. This is the Stanzel Model Aircraft Museum. In the 1930s, at a time when the world was captivated with the magic of flight, brothers Victor and Joe Stanzel captured that magic, packaged it up, and shared it with the world through model planes made right here in Schulenburg. And in the world of model aircraft, these brothers are icons, as are some of their planes.
All right, so this is the Stanzel's most famous model aircraft. It's the 1939 Tiger Shark. It was the first control line kit marketed in the world.
A development so big that the Tiger Shark is now in the Model Aircraft Hall of Fame. And yes, there is such a thing. But that's just one of their many planes, all remembered here at the museum.
Okay, so this is Mr. Ted Stanzel, the nephew of the men who started this company. So tell me a little bit about how your uncles came to be one of the biggest names in model aircraft.
Well, I think it all started with Victor. He started tinkering around at home with model airplanes. He did his own little design work, and he started off, of course, free flight. He realized that he could put a line on an airplane and fly it around and around, so he developed a system whereby he tied a line onto the end of a wing and tied the line to a fishing pole, actually a fishing pole. And in fact, some of his contemporaries said that they can't catch any fish, but they can certainly fly an airplane.
Of course, the mechanics slowly got more sophisticated, working something like this.
So if you notice the strings coming out of the side of the fuselage of this model, those are the control lines. And they would be connected by a string all the way down to the pilot on the ground, who could use them to raise and lower the elevator in the tail of the model to make that plane rise and fall as it flew around your head.
But before you could fly it, you had to build it. Not such an easy task. The brothers also dabbled in amusement rides, but as flight became old hat, consumers moved on, becoming too busy for intricate models. The Stanzel brand remained strong through the 60s, but eventually became a thing of the past.
Now, do you guys get a lot of visitors in who built Stanzel model airplanes as kids?
Oh yes. People that are inclined that way, you know, they always have that in their system, you know, building airplanes and flying them.
So the Stanzel brand still lives on?
It still lives on, yes indeed. Somewhat not as big as it once was, but there's still remnants of it around.
And with a great museum like this one, the Stanzel brand will continue to live on for generations to come. While we're on the topic of timeless traditions, we've got to mention another one that makes Schulenburg tick. Or should we say, dance.
So as important as faith and food are to the culture of Schulenburg, equally as important is the power of polka.
It's a tradition forever stuck into the fabric of this town. Kind of like the sound of an accordion tune that you can't get out of your head. Yeah, it may not be for everyone, but to some, it's everything. And I'm telling you, if your toes aren't tapping by the time you leave this place, check your pulse.
Okay, so say you want to start a Texas polka band. Well, you're going to need a few staple instruments. Here's the list. You start with your accordion, of course, classic polka stuff. Then you're going to need your horn section with a tuba and a trumpet. Then your reed section. So you're going to need some saxophones, as many as you want. Then drums, of course, and if you really want to do it upright, matching vests.
As long as you're in a band, you're automatically cool and can wear whatever you want. Since 2010, this museum has been honoring those Texans who bring the polka power all over the state. But what about hearing some real live music?
So lucky for us, live music and dancing isn't just ancient history here in Schulenburg. It's what they do, and they do it well, here at Singleman Hall.
You want to put the hootin' Annie or the scootin' boot scoot? Well, this is your place. Since 1894, Singleman Hall has stood for that timeless truth. If you play, they will dance, at least in Schulenburg. The big hall is upstairs and opens for special events. But every Wednesday night, things kick off downstairs and this party gets jumping, or whatever you call this dance. I love it, and so do the patrons.
Good cold beer. They have a great selection of wine. The music is just fantastic and fabulous on Wednesday nights. So you can't beat it.
It's a bunch of old musicians that play good old music and a bunch of new musicians that play good old music.
There you go. All old, all good.
All old, all good.
When you walk in the doors, you feel the history. You see the history. Look at the table. This is how they used to eat back in the day, in the 1800s when this was built.
I think it's a nice place for people from out of town to come in and get the experience that we all take in on a normal basis.
It's a one-of-a-kind for all kinds of reasons. Hard to believe that there were decades when this place was a hardware shop, but now it's transformed back to its original glory, with the food being better than ever. All crafted by local chef Garrett Pettit, owner of Mama's at Singleman Hall.
We do mostly home cooking. Most of it's my grandmother's and my mother's recipes. All the schnitzel is my grandmother's on both sides. So we combined the recipe and made one delicious recipe out of it. All our handmade ingredients, all freshly cooked ingredients.
You can't even ask for better chefs, especially in a small town.
The hamburgers are great. The kids love the pizza, chicken fried steak, everything.
A family-oriented restaurant where you can come get good home-cooked meal, have a cold beer, bring your kids, and have a good time.
The dancing's one side, the food's one side, and then there's the other side. Both to Singleman Hall and eternity.
Ghost stories. Have you ever had anything happen?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've had a few things happen.
Like what?
Oh, door opening and closing.
Your beer disappears too soon. Like someone else drank this beer. I don't know what
really?
happened.
My wine's gone. I just,
You can hear the polka music playing upstairs.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
Polka ghosts in Schulenburg. That's very appropriate.
I know, of course. You know, and they're not woo-woo scary ghosts rattling change. They're good ghosts. Yeah, they're helpful and fun ghosts.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that. I'm here to get into schnitzel.
All right, so after a day spent amongst the Czechs and Germans, what could be more appropriate than having German schnitzel for dinner? Look at this thing. This looks awesome. Big pork schnitzel covered with a lemon cream sauce. Very similar to chicken fried steak, but with a much crispier batter because it's covered in breadcrumbs. You know, if you serve someone a schnitzel but just told them it was a chicken fried steak or a chicken fried chicken, they'd probably believe you because the flavors are so similar to the flavors we're familiar with here in Texas. Well, hey, it's no surprise. I mean, it was the Germans that helped settle Texas. And then, sauerkraut balls. Sauerkraut, cream cheese, battered and deep fried. It's even got some cayenne pepper kick in there. I don't know if that's Czech or more southwestern Tex-Mexy, but it's delicious. I know this place has been around a long time, but I doubt they were eating food this good back in 1894. No way.
What a day. Many folks come to Schulenburg to connect with our past and the modern era. Whether inside a beautiful 100-year-old sanctuary, behind a plate of sausage, or on the floor of a polka dance party. And then there are others who come for a much simpler reason. It's all just good old-fashioned fun.
Well, guys, I hope you learned as much as I did today. And as the Czechs say, Prost. But, as we say here on the Day Tripper, Vai con Dios, amigos.
Hi, I'm Chet Steves. Welcome to the heartland of Texas as we tour the painted churches of Texas in the middle of Texas.
Said Texas too many times. Okay, so say you want to start a Texas polka band where you're going to need some few.
2, go.
Okay, so say you want to start a Texas polka band. Well, you know,
Hi, I'm I'm Chet Steves, the brother of Rick. While he tours Europe, I
tour Texas.
I'm here on a cow pasture in Texas. While he sees the Coliseum,
I'm scraping
cow dung
off my
in a pasture. Thanks, Rick.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper.
this episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy, y'all. Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.